Hello, this is Renata. I am going to answer a listener's question about a subject that comes up over and over and over again. So it must be a big issue in the community. So while I'm kind of reluctant to keep talking about the same subject of family with the targeting, like I said, it keeps coming up. So we must need to get to talk about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. But a lot of what I'm gonna say is redundant. I will refer this person to my other videos on the family and targeting because I've talked about the subject like so much because it comes up a lot. People ask a lot of questions about their family members being involved in their targeting. But this one is a little different because she wants to know how I handle it. So here's what she says. She says, thank you, Renata. You give hope to survivors. Thank you. To God be the glory. Every time I think about there's a TI somewhere in this world, I am not alone. No, you're not alone. We all TIs were together, even though we are far, far away. I believe when I go out to do shopping or to the clinic or etc., there must be someone there that's a TI, but we don't know who. And that is true. There are TIs everywhere, and that is one of the reasons why they try to keep us so separated because they don't want us to know the other TIs in our area so that we can unite. Not everyone is a stalker, but more than TIs only. Okay, I'm not sure what she meant by that. Every time I think about your advice, I try to control my emotions. Very good, and to know that I'm not the only TI. Okay. And she says, and it works when she tries to control her emotions. Very good. She says, you give us all hope. That is coming from God. It's not coming from me. But thank you for the compliment. But I struggle with this stuff myself. I must accept my family is no longer my family. Sorry to ask you to do a stupid video. It's not stupid. Don't feel that way. To do a video about how to prevent someone that I know from being a perp. I just can't accept that someone I trusted would turn on me right now. I know I need to accept it. Can I ask you to make a video about how you're dealing with your family and friends that betrayed you? How do you feel about it? I'm sorry if I'm asking you to do this. If you hesitate, I'll understand. Okay. Like I said, to be honest, I did hesitate a little bit just because I've talked about this subject so many times. And like, there's only so many ways you can spin it. Um, but let's see. How do I deal with it? Well, first of all, you said it several times in your post that you just need to accept it. One of the questions you asked was, how can you prevent someone from becoming a perp? I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can. I guess you could probably try taking the route of explaining what a TI is to the person. Maybe that person will become sympathetic and decide not to do it. But from my experience, you know, once they're in, they're in. I mean, these people really have a strong hold on these perpetrators, and I've heard like everyone else some of the things that they tell them. The person committed a crime, they're under investigation, they're a pedophile, so on and so forth. But these people know you, so they should, at the very least, come and ask you if they heard a rumor about you. So I don't know if you can prevent someone from becoming a perp. I mean, if you want to try to explain it to them, then by all means, do that because it sounds like whoever you're referring to, you're heartbroken that you feel like they're in on your targeting, and I totally understand that. That betrayal is very, very hurtful, and people who we think would never turn, who would be there through everything, they seem to turn. So I don't know that you can prevent someone from becoming a perp, but it's worth a try. I would just suggest maybe try to explain targeting to this person if you have not done so already. Okay. And again, you said that you're having a hard time accepting it, but back to the serenity prayer, which I always find myself saying, um, Lord, help me to accept the things I can't change. You cannot change what is. You can't. So just work on accepting it. Um, and if you need to remove yourself because that person is targeting you, then by all means, don't stay there and get psychologically abused, or put up with any other kind of abuse. Okay. All right. You said, can I ask you to make a video about how you deal with your family and friends that betrayed you? It's hard. I'll never say that it's not hard because it is. These are people that we have built memories with, people that, if it's family members that we've known all of our lives, if it's friends, people that we have bonded with. So it, by no stretch of the imagination, has been easy for me, just as most other targets will tell you. I will say that in some areas it's not as bad for me because I've said in other videos that I am somewhat of the loner type, so it doesn't take a lot of people to be around me for me to feel satisfied, and so I think in some ways that makes it easier for me and some of the other people who are more introverted or loner types of personalities. For people who are more social and more outgoing, this whole experience may be a little bit harder. Um, but it's understandable that you're going to be saddened by anybody who betrays you. You know, it's not an easy thing to deal with. For me, you asked a question, how do I deal with it with my family? There are a few, and I mean a very few, family members that I still deal with. The ones that I walked away from, I decided to do that when I was 100% sure that they were involved in my targeting. And I just chose, as painful as it has been, it was very necessary. It was very necessary for me to take care of myself and my family and not to allow them to do any more harm than they've already done. And that means me missing out on watching some of the younger people in the family grow up, meeting new babies in the family, going to family functions. I miss it, but it's necessary. It's necessary for me. Now, if your targeting is not to the extreme that mine was, and I'm not going to go into details, but just know that I know 100% sure, there's no doubt in my mind that many of them are involved, okay? No doubt. But if you are not sure about some of your family members, then I would encourage you to stay connected. I encourage anyone to stay connected to family as much as possible because that is one of the main things that they want to do is sever our relationships with our families. But if you're not sure, because that doubt, once you're targeted, that doubt is going to be there with just about everyone you come in contact with. Any little thing someone does, sometimes we feel that it's tied into our targeting, and that's because targeting mimics real life so closely. Like normal things that would happen in life. We'll just take the example of the color stalking. I mean, people wear red, people wear black. So if one of your family members wear red and black around you, you may think that they're in on your targeting, but not necessarily so because people wear these colors in real life. So if you are not 100% sure, like I am, then I would say please stay connected with your family. Really, please. because family is essential and is very, very important to stay connected, and that's why they don't want us connected. So I would encourage you to just try to make it work, but not to the point where it's going to be harmful to you. So if it's not harmful, then try to hang in there. But if it is harmful, then you do what you have to do. I don't want to tell you to walk away from your family because that's your own situation. I don't know all the details, but take care of yourself. I will say that because people who are involved in your targeting, family members or not, they're taking part in your destruction, and it's not a good thing. But the family members who I still feel like I can be connected to, I am connected to them. The relationship is not the way it used to be, but when I look back at the past relationships with my family members, it was all phony anyway. If they were involved in my targeting, then it wasn't genuine. So it's better for me to do it this way. If I want to be connected with them, I can. I can call, I can go around, but I just choose not to because that's working better for me where I am in my life. But that is an individual decision that each of us have to make for ourselves. It's not a decision that I can make for anyone. I wish that things were different, but at the same time, I don't take responsibility for it being the way it is because they chose to partake in my targeting, something I would never do to them. So, it is what it is. We have to, like you said in your post, we have to learn to accept these things. And it happens to most genuine targets. I think I can venture to say all genuine targets. Maybe not in the beginning, but eventually, somehow, they get the family involved, and I would love to know what they tell them. I did read a post that someone left today, and I'll just summarize what she said in her post. But she was talking about how her mom is involved, and I won't say that person's name, but she was saying how her mom is involved, and that her mom told her that she was forced to make a decision. And that's just summarizing because I don't think those are her exact words. But her mom, apparently, the perpetrators told her she had to make a decision. And her mom said that was a decision that she had to live with. And the lady went on to say in the post that when it's just she and her mom together, the mom tells her that she believes her, that she understands. But then when she gets around the family members, the mom tells her she's crazy, she's delusional, and again, I'm summarizing, but you get the point, So her mom, like she said, she was faced with a decision. I don't know if they bribed her with money. I don't know if, maybe she was in some kind of legal trouble. I don't know. I don't know why her mom decided that, and I don't know why my family members decided it. I don't know why yours, but they do. They do. And they made a conscious decision to turn on their blood relatives or their friends, and so it is what it is. And we have to accept it, but we have to find the strength to go on. Okay, so that's what I hope for you. I hope you make the best decision for yourself, and I hope that you find the courage to do what you need to do to take care of yourself, and that you continue to move forward in life. Okay, and I hope that this response was helpful to you. Okay, thanks for listening. Please thumbs up this video and leave your comments in the comment section, and give this lady any advice that you can on how you deal with your family members targeting you. Okay, thanks for listening, you guys.